morning and welcome to the news. I am David Obowasale. The headlines. Anambra Education Ministry steps up action against examination malpractice. Anambra State to host IFAD VCDP 7th mission. President Buhari meets security chiefs in Abuja, gives them marching orders on banditry in Zamfara and others. Prosecutors accuse former European Member of Parliament for inflating his expenses. Students have been cautioned against any form of malpractice and misconduct during examinations. The Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Kate Omenowa, made this call during a one-day seminar organized by Vic Comprehensive Secondary School, Ihiala, in collaboration with the State Ministry of Basic Education to sensitize the students on the negative impact of examination malpractice. Correspondent Valentine Mbadoa has the details.
Omenuga, who made it clear that the ministry is out to sanitize the system of education in Anambra State through giving a zero tolerance to examination malpractice, said that the exercise is in line with Governor Willie Obiano's vision of providing a quality and value-based education in Anambra State. Professor Omenuga condemned the attitude of some teachers towards discharging their duties, as well as those who collect money from students with names such as corporation fee.
His Excellency Chief Dr. Willie Obiano asked us to give him education that is credible. So we talk about value-based education, we talk about quality education, and the quality education we talk about must be done in such a way that it is free of any form of misconduct or malpractice. So Vic Comprehensive Secondary School is one of the schools we have targeted, to come and talk to the students on the evils of examination malpractice and to encourage them.
Contributing, the Director of Schools Department, Ministry of Basic Education, Anambra State, Dr. Ray Ofo, who decried the level of harm examination malpractice has inflicted on the education sector, urged the principal players in the real academic field to do the needful to ensure the ugly situation is stamped out.
We're magic again, pass here. But you know, to go magic in a school room, Baga, Mark here, I got chopped here. All them are cancel result from the school. Report I went in a ministry, over many schools in that cancel their result. Move for a even a school, I cancel result for the Maoko, Apple for the Maoko. So, example the opener, they develop with this chopped and the middle children in Laoko.
Earlier in the statement remarks, the chairman on the occasion, Chief Emmanuel Ohedorasi, and the proprietor of the school, Honorable Theodo Chukunedum, viewed corruption as the major cause of examination malpractice. They appreciated the ministry, led by Professor Omenuga, for the initiative and commitment towards ensuring an education system that is anchored on quality and value, and canvassed that relevant bodies should ensure strict monitoring process during examination.
Only him, or a dama paper, dama in cheat. Cheating the all day. It that only are paid to women. La collude.
I mean, training the head, the heart, training the mind and the moral, and the hand to help you to develop yourself. So at the end, you benefit from what you have sown.
In a vote of thanks, the senior prefect of the school, Ogochukwu Ahibekwe, who spoke on behalf of the students, thanked the commissioner for the program and promised they will put into practice all that they have learned to improve their performances. From Ihiala, Valentine Mbadoga reporting for ABS News.
The Anambra State House of Assembly Committee on Public Accounts has debunked a news report in the online edition of Daily Trust newspaper of April 9, 2019, authored by one Titus Eleweke, which alleged in its banner headline that Anambra State local government used pencils for financial records. According to a statement signed by the committee chairman, Mr. Charles Ezani, neither himself nor any member of the committee made such a statement, adding that the committee did not speak with Titus Eleweke. The statement says the committee is embarrassed that Titus Eleweke, who is not an accredited House of Assembly correspondent, will write such a fictitious story and ascribe same to it. It explained that the committee had, while interacting with the transition chairman of Onitsha South local government Authority over the 2017 financial records at the State House of Assembly complex read out its mandate and also reminded him and his team of rules governing financial transactions in local governments, including Governor Willie Obiano's directive that government officials who do not maintain transparent financial records will be relieved of their appointments. The statement maintains that no time the committee indict the transition chairman of Onitsha local government area or any other local government transition chairman of any wrongdoing as has been erroneously reported. In his bid to forestall further adulteration of Anambra State agricultural produce and legally prosecute offenders, Anambra State government, in collaboration with the IFAD VCDP, has commenced the process of certifying state agri-produce by Standard Organization of Nigeria. The certification process, which succeeded a one-day advocacy and awareness campaign on safety, health, and sustainable environment, took staff of SON and Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission to processing centers in Omo, Ayamelon local government area and Umuezanam in Anambra West local government area for the first stage of Manka factory inspection. Agri correspondent Ebeleze takes the story from here.
Arrival at Udoka Rice Mill Omo, the team was conducted round the mill by the managing director, Sir Paul Egwatu, who took them through the various processing stages and listed the various ranges and sizes of their packaging bags.
In a video 2006, Anambra if I make it we do rice here and Anambra State Udoka Rice Mill.
His cassava processing counterpart at Umuezanam, Chief Mrs. Teresa Najobi, Chairman Nnamaka Cassava Processing Center, who applauded Governor Willie Obiano for availing them what she described as rare opportunity, promised to comply with SON's directives and advice, noting that they had already completed most of the requirements. Speaking shortly after the Mancap factory inspection of the processing centers, the senior standard officer of SON, Lady Anne Osakwe, said, based on what they saw on ground and level of hygiene and general sanitation of the centers, the processing centers can be keyed into Mancap certification. Lady Osakwe, who described factories as one's kitchen, hence should be kept neat always, also noted that they have not started documentations as staff of the processing centers are yet to use the complete set of personal protective equipment, PPE, assuring that if they comply with the standards and directives given to them, they will no doubt be certified and given Mancap certificate logo.
Though what we saw on ground is an improvement. There's always room for improvement. We saw the process. The process are quite okay. But for documentation, they've not started documentation.
On his part, the Assistant Director, Consumer Education, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission Southeast Zone, OCA, Mr. Anthony Nwafo, said he is confident that if the processing centers totally comply with the standards and directives given to them by SON and the other regulatory agencies, he has no doubt that consumers will be given quality foods on the table. Earlier in his speech, the State Agro-Processing and Quality Enhancement Officer, IFAD VCDP, Mr. Bonaventure Mochebe, noted that the Mancap factory inspection tour was aimed at educating Anambra State agri-processors on the ethics of processing to get them duly certified by SON and registered by NAFDAC for their produce to be accepted globally. The tour ended with an interactive sessions at the various centers visited. No doubt, has concluded the first phase of Mancap factory inspection by SON, aimed at certifying Anambra State agricultural produce from Umuezana at the bank of Omombala River in Anambra West local government area. I am Ebele Eze, reporting for ABS News.
Anambra State will in less than 1 week host the 7th mission of the federal government IFAD Value Chain Development Program. The National Agri-Production Officer IFAD VCDP, Dr. Chika Onama, announced this at a 2-day training on flood control and climate-smart agriculture organized by the State Coordination Office of IFAD VCDP in Oka. Let's join our agri-correspondent again, Ebeleze, for details.
Speaking after a field training at Ozi Stream in Ufuma, Orumba North Council area, Dr. Onama revealed that plans are on top gear for the proper harnessing, dredging and rechanneling of the stream by IFAD VCDP National Office to avoid further havoc it causes farmers when it overflows. He said that now farmers have got grip with the principles of production, processing, marketing and very high off-taking need. They are leaving no stone unturned in seeing that all bottlenecks that would deter them from reaching their maximum are addressed.
In floodplain fields, you can see flood now and pros paper. You can see the way it's arranged from the office. Pros paper first, flood, climate smart, then to what you know.
In a lecture titled Rice Fields, Floods and Control, a consultant from the Department of Agricultural and Bioresources Engineering, Institute for Agric Research, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Professor Henry Ibedan, urged farmers to join communal efforts in rechanneling the stream to minimize its impact on their farm till a permanent solution comes from the IFAD VCDP. Professor Ibadan, who advised them to use sandbags, drainage ditches within the field interconnected to main drain, contour bonds with ditches, among numerous others in controlling flood, said natural flood control measures should be their first line of action.
Leads to more than and led to this issue of growing a lot of rice with so much water is because we want to use water to suppress weed.
The state irrigation engineer, IFAD VCDP, Mr. Martin Sugochukwu, said the training aims at nurturing their farmers on good knowledge of flood control and climate-smart agriculture at local level to make sure that they know when to plant and harvest before flood comes in.
Thank you very much. I also appreciate the audience, really.
The rice farmers at the Ozi Stream axis Ufuma appealed for early allocation of farmland to enable them start early, cultivate and harvest same before flood sets in. From Ozi Stream in Ufuma, Orumba North Local Government Area, I am Ebele Eze, reporting for ABS News.
Disturbed by the continued captivity of Lee Charibu and others by Boko Haram insurgents since last year, February, the State Senate has asked the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, expedite action for her release and the remaining pupils of Science Secondary School, Dapchi, Yobe State. Lee Charibu resolution of the Senate yesterday was a sequel to a point of order by Senator Shehu Sani, PRP, Kaduna Central. Senator Sani, who drew the attention of his colleagues to the plight of Charibu, said that there was need to urge the federal government to expedite action on whatever means possible in getting the girl rescued. Sani, who came through Order 43 of the Senate Standing Order that has to do with personal explanation, said that it is 14 months of Lee Charibu in the captivity of Boko Haram insurgents and 5 years of the yet-to-be-released Chibok girls. It will be recalled that a splinter group of Boko Haram insurgents had on 19th of February 2018 abducted a total of 115 girls from the school, but released 109 a month after, claiming that 5 out of the abducted girls died in captivity, while Lee Charibu was held back for refusing to renounce her faith. Though government at both the federal and state levels promised Lee Charibu's parents that her release from captivity will be done by all means possible, 13 months after, however, she is still in captivity of the insurgents. President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday gave marching orders to the security operatives to deal ruthlessly with bandits terrorizing Zamfara state and its environs, as well as other security challenges in the country. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Onalinsaki, disclosed this while briefing State House correspondents at the end of about 2-hour security meeting with President Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He said they had they had the marching order to deal with this issue immediately and ruthlessly and ensure that all those bandits are immediately dealt with and all those issues that are bordering with the security of the nation are also properly addressed. Also in the briefing, the Acting Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Adamu, said after confrontation with bandits and kidnappers at Abuja-Kaduna Road, the road has been cleared and the road is now safe. And on business news this morning, the Dutch Gesellschaft for International Zumbabate, a German government development program in Nigeria, has said that about 35,000 Nigerians will benefit from its skill acquisition program in the construction and agriculture sector. The Skills Development for Youth Employment program is aimed at improving income and generating employment opportunities for Nigerian young adults, as a shortage of jobs is seen as a major cause of migration to European and other industrialized countries. Based on the integrated employment approach, it will improve the employability of Nigerian youth and young adults in the construction and agriculture sector of the economy through technical and vocational education training. Speaking during a stakeholders workshop held by the agency in partnership with the Ministry of Budget and National Planning, the head of Skills Development for Youth Employment in Nigeria, Mr. Hans Lidwing Brins, said one of the obstacles facing the development of employment potential sectors such as the agriculture and construction was the lack of adequate qualified manpower. According to him, a major reason for this lies in the poor quality of curricula, teacher training and equipment in the technical vocational education and training system. According to Global Competitive Index for 2018, Nigeria belongs to the 25 countries with the lowest ratings for quality education. And now to the foreign scene, a former Romanian member of parliament has been accused by anti-corruption prosecutors of fiddling with his expenses to the tune of 50,000 euros. Prosecutors charged Luhan Petru with allegedly using fake receipts to claim European Parliament funds, said a press release by Romania's National Anti-Corruption Directorate. The statement said that between March 17, 2010 and March 6, 2012, Luhan, a former member of ex-Romanian President Traian Băsescu's Democratic Liberal Party, submitted 37 fake receipts to obtain reimbursement of travel expenses. Luhan is believed to have exaggerated the cost of plane tickets and submitted false receipts when in reality he traveled from Brussels to Strasbourg by plane, prosecutors said. The case was sent to a Bucharest court. Last year, a European Parliament committee called for more transparency over a 4,406 euros a month lump sum given to members of European Parliament with no questions asked over how they spend it. And on sports, Atletico Madrid striker Diego Costa will miss the rest of the season after being handed an 8-match suspension by the Spanish Football Federation yesterday. Costa was sent off in the first half of Atletico's 12-0 defeat to Barcelona on Saturday for directing a crude insult towards referee Guillermo Manzano. Manzano also reported that Costa had grabbed him by the arms during the incident. And finally, on a sad note, the late Pascal Chinazo Onyilo, the 40-year-old man who was falsely accused of attempting to kidnap 2 school children and was subsequently murdered by an irate mob at Umuoji, Anambra State, will be buried today at his hometown, Umulechi Ogbo, Abatete, Anambra State. Until his unfortunate death on the 3rd of February 2019, Pascal was an event planner who also rents music equipment. The news of his death was widely reported on many news channels and blogs, with many seeking for justice to avenge his death. Several others used Pascal's death to call for an end to jungle justice in Nigeria. Family sources, however, say no arrests have been made. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page, ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV Online. You can follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Now the main points again before we go. Anambra Education Ministry is stepping up action against examination malpractice. Anambra State is to host a FAD VCDP 7th mission. President Buhari has met with security chiefs in Abuja, gives them marching orders on banditry in Zamfara, others. Prosecutors accuse European members of parliament for inflating his expenses. And that is the news at this time. I am David Obokwasole. Good morning, Anambra continues right after now.